Hello, welcome back to another episode of The Bridge Reacts. I am your host on this really hot day, Marcus. Nice to see you. If you already know, then you know, but if you didn't, welcome. Welcome to the channel. I am Marcus, the host of The Bridge Reacts, where we talk about hot topics, hot takes when it comes to bridging the gap between men and women, masculine, feminine roles, whatever you want to call it. We want to encourage more marriages, less divorces, more strong families, and less broken children. That's what we're here for, right? Today's topic is about attention and how negative effects of attention can really impact your life, the way that people perceive you, and even your relationship as well. Today's video is actually by Pink Book Lessons. Love her channel. She makes great content. Please reach out to her, subscribe, hit the like button as well. If you like our channel, our vibe, please subscribe button, the like button. It helps us with the algorithm, as you already know. Notification bell as well, so you are notified every time we drop a gem here on the channel. And once again, welcome. Tell us what you think. Here is the video. Here's the content. A quick synopsis. Young lady, Miss Carly Russell, she pretended to be missing and kidnapped for a multitude of days. In reality, it was all a lie. She wanted attention, and here are the ramifications from that. Enjoy.
Agencies, both local and federal. Good afternoon. Earlier today, Hoover police detectives obtained warrants for the arrest of Carly Russell through the Hoover Municipal Court for her actions related to faking her kidnapping and subsequently making false statements to detectives as they investigated this case. Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation. Many private citizens volunteered their time and energy into looking for a potential kidnapping victim that we know now was never in any danger. This story opened wounds for families whose loved ones really were victims of kidnappings, some of which even helped organize searches in hopes they could find Carly's alive so her family would not experience the pain and suffering that they felt when their loved ones never returned home.
Ain't that true? I'm going to let it finish and let the video play out a little bit longer, but for sure, this is such a heinous thing to do, and it shouldn't really be, like, I shouldn't have to sit here, make a whole YouTube about it, a YouTube video about it, of why this is just stupid. It's stupid, right? Many people who are taking off work, who are looking for you when they could have been doing something else much more productive, families, the family members, her boyfriend apparently too didn't know about it. But let's continue. Let's watch the whole thing. So,
this afternoon, Carly Russell, with the assistance of her attorney, turned herself into the Hoover City Jail, where she was arrested for the following charge.
She looks a little bit like Nicki Minaj before she got famous, kinda. Like she's pretty in the face. It's just that it doesn't excuse what happened.
Charges: false reporting to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor, $1,000 bond. Falsely reporting an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond. Each of these charges carry up to a year in jail and potential fine of $6,000 upon conviction. Ms. Russell was released from jail after posting bond. We initially presented this case to District Attorney Lanice Washington, who agreed to handle prosecution through district court. Judging from the amount of phone calls and emails that we've received from people all over the country, I know many are shocked and appalled that Ms. Russell is only being charged with 2 misdemeanors.
So I'm taken back by that as well. Like, 2 misdemeanors, man. You have a lot of people who are actually defending her for a multitude of reasons, but 2 main reasons. You can only be surprised at what those 2 main reasons are. I'll put her picture up here, and I'll let you guess. Yeah, my take so far, and let the video continue, but we all can agree that if you break the law, you do anything that obviously wastes people's time, money, or puts people in harm's place, right? You should be penalized. It shouldn't just be a slap on the wrist, especially something this heinous. You can kind of be made an example of. I'm not saying throw the complete book at her, but at least a chapter. Like, you can't just smack her on the wrist. Like, and a reason for that, you'll see at the end of this video. I'm going to tie this into another incident that has happened recently, but no, let's continue.
All right, so Carly Russell was charged, arrested, and released this afternoon. You see her smiling here. All for the candid camera. Seems like it's all amusing to her. I'm gonna get into that along with a DC woman who was pretty upset about Carly's situation because her mother really went missing over 30 years ago in Pell City, Alabama. That's about 35 minutes from where Carly pulled off this hoax.
Carly to just understand the magnitude of her actions and that this is not a game to be taken lightly.
Then you have people like Tamika Mallory. When she found out Carly was missing, Tamika went on the internet blaming police and comparing their search for Carly to the search for white men, and now she seems to be blaming it on mental health.
There has to be some mental health issue that would have you to do all of these different things for whatever reason.
And Dr. Umar is...
I mean, sure, but you still should be, like, if she can function in society like a human being, an adult human being who does not have a mental disorder or any kind of, like, mental problems on record, then I think you should not be excused for being held accountable.
100% against Carly getting charged for this. He says black people should hold her accountable. I'm assuming he wants to hold her accountable by giving her a big hug or something.
When I see you in Alabama, I'm gonna give you a big hug and just say, baby, don't do that no more. Because
that's the same reaction I had. Like, what do you mean?
Guess what? Our women are sexually trafficked inside the prison also. Black women are sexually trafficked inside the prison also. So why would any black woman or any black man would want Sister Carly arrested?
Well, to be held accountable, that's the whole point. So I understand your perspective in that, but like, you can't just let someone get off scot-free because they're black or they're a woman. That's not fair. If this was an Asian man or a black man, I mean, we can't do it. Even if it was a white woman, white man, it doesn't matter who it is. You still did something wrong. You should be held accountable.
Carly Russell is now facing a year in jail after she was arrested.
Is she in a sorority?
False reporting to law enforcement authorities and falsely reporting an incident. Her attorneys met with police earlier this week. They already knew it was coming and they arranged for her to be able to turn herself in.
Anthony told reporters after that meeting with Hoover Police that he expects Carly to be charged in connection with her fake disappearance. 2 weeks ago tomorrow, Carly Russell called 911 saying she was following.
She doesn't look like a dumb individual either. She looks like she actually has some kind of accolades. Look at this lab coat she has on. Like, she doesn't... No one who has mental health issues wears lab coats like that, unless you're Rick Sanchez, but hey.
Police found Russell's car along with her Apple Watch and phone on the side of the road. Russell returned home alone and on foot 49 hours later, saying she had been kidnapped by an unidentified man. Hoover Police questioned several aspects of the case, like Russell's claims to have followed the child more than 600 yards along the interstate and her Google searches leading up to her disappearance. Dares Us read a statement from Anthony stating, quote, "There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person."
I'm assuming there won't be any charges related to her stealing from her job. The spa that she was working for did fire her, but it's unclear if charges are being pursued related to the crimes that she committed at work. A DC woman sharing her frustration with this case. It brought back a lot of pain for her that ties back to Alabama, where her mother went missing in Pell City in 1992.
And that's a real thing too. Like, some of our black ladies do end up missing and kidnapped. Like, this really does happen, and it is a real issue. It's horrible, right? Same thing with children being trafficked or kidnapped. There's a whole movie that they don't want you to really watch, apparently, allegedly, Sound of Freedom. But anyways, like, these are real things that do happen. Heinous, horrible things that happen. Playing with this and it not being an actual kidnapping, it's frowned upon for sure. And this is real stuff. Real stuff that happens to real people. So I feel for her and her family.
She says she's had moments when she's angry at Carly for faking the same experience her mom really went through. But mostly she just wants her mother's case and the tens of thousands like it to receive the same attention.
I just want Carly to just understand the magnitude of her actions and that this is not a game to be taken lightly. And I hope whatever consequences come of this, that she understands that she has to reap what she's sown.
Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
All of this was kind of pre-planned and staged. There has to be some mental health issue that would have you to do all of these different things for whatever reason.
And sure, it could, once again, it could be mental health issues too, tied into it somewhere, of just wanting attention. That's what I'm thinking. Social media and just, there's a lot of factors of what really drives us in this new generation or newer generations, not just my generation, but like really wanting to feel like you are more important than what you really are. Applications such as Twitter, definitely Instagram, really give you that dopamine hit rush of like getting likes, views, clicks. YouTube, even this, subscribe to that like button. But like it's just something that goes on in the brain where it's just like we want more attention these days, not just our women, but in this scenario it is. It's just something there, and that can be so dangerous, right?
I understand that you was going through some relationship issues, and I know sometimes when the sisters go through some relationship issues, y'all can get a little out of pocket with the.
I'm going to stop you there, Umar Johnson. This is going to be the last part of the video. Then I'm going to tie it into the actual message here that I have for you guys. No. Like he said, yes, the attention aspect, but like you can't think that that's okay. Or that's a pass for what you just did. And you can give her a hug, sure, but you're going to have to go up to a prison yard or you're going to have to hug her while she's wearing orange, my guy. Like, once again, it doesn't matter what race, nationality, your gender, sex, whatever. Like, you should be held accountable. Like, if I do something and you're the viewer, right, subscriber, person that is part of the bridge, right, that if you care about me, my content, and the message behind all this, you would hold me accountable as well. No one's excluded to that. I don't agree with what you're saying, but let's go ahead and just tie it in. Attention, point blank, period. This level of thinking, this way of thinking where you need that attention, how detrimental could that be for the relationship, right? If you feel as though you're not getting enough attention, or the person you're with is not attentive enough, maybe that's a conversation that should be had. Maybe that y'all should collab together, maybe couples therapy. I don't know. Just, this is not the answer. And to find attention from an outside source or another outside individual, you shouldn't be looking for that attention from somewhere else. Maybe you should just ask questions and communicate with the person you should get that attention from. Like the last episode, hierarchy levels of respect, maybe respecting one another's love language to an extent, because sometimes love language, it could just be that person wants attentiveness. They want that attention from the other person. Maybe that is what you can talk about versus pretending that you were kidnapped and going on this wild goose chase, ruining your reputation and making us look terrible as a community, because this is coming from us. This is not, and the last thing to tie this into as well, here's a twofer. 11-year-old girl arrested because guess what?
Message.
Shout out to everybody who sent this story in. It's about an 11-year-old Carly Smollett Jr. This girl is in Volusia County, Florida.
She called her Carly Smollett. Y'all remember Juicy Smollett? This is basically attention. Wow. This is literally, Juicy Smollett, Carly, and then Carly Jr., Carly Juicy Jr.
Port Orange. She got arrested and charged with a misdemeanor and felony for lying to 911 and making a false report of a kidnapping. She said that she was inspired by social media to do this, and these cops in Volusia County, they did not come to play.
I wonder what inspired her. Go figure. But that's basically the video. It's kind of longer than I wanted it to be, but tying it all in, there it is. Attention. Maybe we should have that conversation. Maybe we should actually understand if maybe there could be a love language for the other person. And then ultimately, if you need that attention, like, it's not worth looking for it on an outside source, especially on a national level like this. It's so stupid. Like I said, I don't think she should have the book thrown at her. Maybe a chapter, maybe a good 90 days, cool 90 days in jail. And then, so we don't have other individuals in her footsteps like this 11-year-old girl, right? And tell me what you think. Put in the comment section. Do you think Carly was in the right? Do you think you should defend her? You think she should go to jail? Throw the book at her, a chapter, maybe a page, paragraph, something. Does she deserve any punishment whatsoever? Stay tuned for the next episode. You guys have a wonderful day. Stay cool out there because it is ridiculously hot unless you live in Antarctica or something. I don't know, Alaska. But yeah, let's see you in the next video. Deuces.